Ever wondered how some people seem to manipulate others effortlessly? Welcome to the intriguing world of dark psychology, a realm that dives deep into the crevices of the human mind, unmasking its darkest corners. It's a world where manipulation, deception, and control are not only present, but are the reigning kings. Dark psychology, in its essence, is the science of understanding and utilizing human weaknesses, vulnerabilities, and fears to influence and control behavior. It's about pulling the strings from behind the scenes, orchestrating actions and reactions like a master puppeteer. Imagine the power to read between the lines, to see through the veneer of social pretense, to comprehend the unsaid, the unexpressed, and the hidden. That's dark psychology for you. It's like having a decoder ring for human behavior, a key to unlock the secrets of the mind. But, like any other form of power, dark psychology too comes with its ethical conundrums. It presents a moral tightrope, a delicate balance between use and misuse. It's a tool that can be wielded for both good and evil. On one hand, understanding dark psychology can help in self-protection. It can serve as a shield, a defense mechanism against those who might attempt to exploit us. On the other hand, it can also be used to manipulate others, to steer them towards actions and decisions that they might not have taken otherwise. It's a bit like fire. In the right hands, it can cook food, provide warmth, and be a source of light. But in the wrong hands, it can burn, destroy, and cause unimaginable harm. And just like fire, dark psychology too must be handled with utmost caution and responsibility. It's important to remember that understanding dark psychology doesn't mean endorsing unethical behavior. It's about being aware, staying vigilant, and using this knowledge responsibly. Dark psychology is a powerful tool, but remember, with great power comes great responsibility. So as we delve deeper into this world, let's pledge to use this knowledge ethically, to protect ourselves and others, and not as a weapon to manipulate or control. Let's dive into the Machiavellian method, a classic example of dark psychology at play. The Machiavellian method, named after the Italian diplomat Niccolo Machiavelli, who famously wrote The Prince, is a psychological strategy where manipulative tactics are employed to achieve power. It's a method that's been used by leaders in politics and business alike, often under the guise of charm and charisma. Consider the case of a hypothetical political figure. Let's call him John. John, with his captivating speeches and promises of a brighter future, quickly gains the trust and admiration of the public. However, behind the scenes, he's not as benevolent as he appears. He sows discord amongst his opponents, spreading rumors and misinformation to tarnish their reputations. He uses deceit and manipulation to ascend the political ladder, with his true intentions hidden beneath a veil of charisma and charm. The Machiavellian method isn't just limited to politics, it's also prevalent in the corporate world. Picture a business leader. Let's name her Jane. Jane is intelligent, ambitious, and ruthless. She's known for her strategic mind and her knack for making tough decisions. However, the means through which she attains her goals are not always ethical. She might use others as stepping stones, taking credit for their work and discarding them once they've served their purpose. But what makes the Machiavellian method so effective? It's the ability to manipulate others without them even realizing it. The Machiavellian individual is a master of disguise, able to present themselves in whatever light is most advantageous to them. They're adept at reading others, understanding their desires, and exploiting these to their own benefit. It's important to note that the Machiavellian method isn't just about deceit and manipulation. It's also about resilience, determination, and strategic thinking. However, the end goal is always self-serving, with little regard for the damage inflicted on others along the way. The Machiavellian method is all about the end justifying the means, no matter how morally questionable. Persuasion, when used ethically, can be beneficial, but what happens when it crosses the line? Imagine a charismatic leader, someone with a magnetic personality that draws people in. This person, let's call him Alex, is not your average Joe. He possesses an uncanny ability to persuade, to sway opinions, and to control the actions of others. But Alex isn't using his powers for good. Instead, he's a scam artist, a master manipulator who uses his persuasive skills to exploit the unsuspecting. Alex's story is a classic case of the dark side of persuasion. He had a seemingly harmless methodology. He would start off by building rapport, finding common ground with his victims, making them feel special and understood. Then, he would subtly introduce his ideas, weaving them into the conversation so seamlessly that his victims wouldn't even realize they were being manipulated. He would use techniques like the foot in the door strategy, where he would ask for small favors, gradually increasing the size and intensity of his requests. Before they knew it, his victims were fully under his control, doing things they would never have imagined, all because Alex had persuaded them that it was in their best interest. This is the power of persuasion in the wrong hands. It's a tool that can be used to control, to exploit, and to harm. It's a reminder that not all persuasive people have our best interests in heart. But remember, persuasion is not inherently evil. It's a tool, like a knife. In the right hands, a knife can be used to create a delicious meal. In the wrong hands, it becomes a weapon. The same goes for persuasion. It's how it's used that matters. It's about the intention behind the persuasion, the ethics of the persuader. So, the next time you find yourself being swayed by a persuasive individual, question their intentions. Ask yourself, are they using their powers of persuasion for good, or are they like Alex, exploiting the unsuspecting for their own gain? Persuasion in the hands of the wrong person can lead to devastating consequences. Have you ever questioned your sanity because of someone's words or actions? You may have been a victim of gaslighting. Gaslighting is a psychological manipulation technique where the manipulator subtly makes the victim question their reality, their memory, or their perceptions. It's like a slow poison that seeps into the mind, turning certainties into doubts and realities into illusions. Let's delve into a case study to better understand this technique. Imagine a relationship where one person constantly tells their partner they're overreacting, that they're too sensitive, or that events they clearly remember never happened. The partner begins to question their reality. They start to believe that maybe they are indeed overreacting, that their emotions are invalid, or that their memory is faulty. This is gaslighting. Or consider a workplace scenario. A boss tells an employee they never assigned a particular task, even though the employee distinctly remembers receiving the assignment. The boss insists, making the employee feel incompetent or even crazy. Again, this is gaslighting. The perpetrators of gaslighting are often those who crave control and power. They use this technique to make their victims feel dependent and powerless, to doubt their own judgment and reality. The key to identifying gaslighting is understanding that your feelings and memories are valid. If you often feel confused, question your memory, or feel like you're overreacting, you might be a victim of gaslighting. Talk to someone you trust about your experiences. Sometimes, an outsider's perspective can help you see the situation more clearly. Remember, knowledge is power. By knowing about gaslighting, you can protect yourself and others from this insidious form of manipulation. It's essential to trust your instincts, your memory, and your perceptions. A gaslighter's power lies in their victim's confusion. Once the victim starts to see through the gaslighter's tactics, the manipulator loses their control. Gaslighting is a cruel form of manipulation, often leaving the victim feeling helpless and confused. But armed with this knowledge, you can identify it, confront it, and reclaim your reality. What if someone could influence your decisions without you even realizing it? Let's delve into the fascinating world of subliminal messages and their role in dark psychology. Subliminal messages are like whispers to your subconscious. They're signals or pieces of information that bypass our conscious mind and directly reach our subconscious. They're not immediately visible or audible, but they're there, subtly influencing our thoughts, feelings, and actions. Let's consider a case study from the world of advertising. Remember the famous soda brand that used to flash images of happy, laughing people during their commercials? On the surface, it was just a soda commercial. But what they were doing was associating their product with feelings of happiness and fun. That's a subliminal message. Without even realizing it, the next time you were in a store, you might have reached for that soda, driven by the subliminal promise of happiness. Subliminal messages aren't just limited to advertising. They're everywhere in our daily lives, from the songs we listen to, the shows we watch, even the speeches we hear. They're powerful tools that can shape our choices and behavior. In dark psychology, subliminal messages can be used for manipulation. By tapping into our fears, desires, or insecurities, these messages can steer us towards certain actions or decisions. And the most unnerving part, we remain blissfully unaware of this influence. Imagine a charming individual subtly implying how lonely you must feel. Over time, you start believing it, even if you were perfectly content before. That's a subliminal message at work, making you question your feelings and reality. The power of subliminal messages lies in their invisibility. They're the silent puppeteers pulling the strings of our mind, shaping our thoughts and actions without us even knowing it. It's a fascinating yet eerie aspect of dark psychology. So, the next time you find yourself inexplicably drawn towards something, ask yourself, is it really your decision, or are you being swayed by unseen subliminal messages? Subliminal messages can shape our thoughts and actions in ways we may not even be aware of.